Okay guys, in this tutorial we're going to show you how to add games to the master game schedule. From your home page on the right hand side you're going to click master game schedule. On the top left you're going to see a green plus. There's a drop down. We can add single games, recurring games, we can import them from a spreadsheet, and we can also add meetings. So to start we're just going to do as if we're adding a single game. So we click on add single game and you would pick whatever date you would want. So today is the 22nd, so we're just going to use today's date. I'm going to pick a time of 8 p.m. The default is an hour and a half game, so you can certainly change to however long the game would be manually by doing that here. All these other boxes do have to be populated. They cannot be left blank, otherwise we can't add the game. The goal here is to have all the teams in the system, so you can just click on the drop down and add the team. So for demonstration we're going to do Canisius versus Cheektowaga at Brighton. This is a high school game. So these are all the leagues that we have. You click on high school. The game code. Game code is how this game is paid. So since this is a high school varsity build, we click on high school varsity build, $59. Total number of officials needed is 2. The next box determines whether the game is paid via billing or cash. Vouchered equals billing, paid at game equals cash. So since it's not a cash game, the answer is no. Voucher equals no, cash equals yes. We add the game. Up top it'll tell you that the game is added. And we can click either here, Master Game Schedule, or you can go on top and click Master Schedule. And here's the game that we just added. This column here, these headers, under Published it says no. That means it's not published to the referees yet because we haven't chosen them. So there's no officials here. A means assigning payroll. That means that it's paid by billing. A equals billing. If this was a cash game, it would show a T as in team paying. I'll go over that at a later time. Game details, you can click on this just to show you the details of the game. If we want to assign officials, we would click on assign officials, and the officials will be located here. I have nobody built in here yet. And we can sort alphabetically, sort randomly, sort by home city, etc. to choose the official that would be doing the game. We can also add game notes if we wanted to, for whatever reason. If there was something pertinent in that game and we need the officials to read it, we could add that. Return to game details. This is the details of the game. We can edit the game if we had to change something on here. Let's go back to the master game schedule. This pencil is also, we can edit the game, and if for some reason we either had to cancel this game or this game was, or another game was already in here and we need to cancel it, we click on the X. It's going to give you a pop-up. So once we delete it, that's it. It's gone. We can't redo it. So it asks you if you want to delete now or to cancel it. So we're just going to cancel as of now. Okay, the next way to add games shows here is import from a spreadsheet. So if we have numerous games to do, you certainly don't want to be doing these one by one because you could see how time consuming that would be. So there's a template, an Excel template that you would populate, and then we would import it into the master schedule and all the games would be there. I will send you that template. So we can either take what we get from the league, from the teams, and fill that in, or we can send them this template so they can populate it. It makes it much easier. So the template will look like this, and it has to be this way exactly. Up top you're going to have game date, game time, home and away, the ice rink, the game code, again, which is how the game is actually paid out, what league it is, A voucher meaning, is it billed or is it paid by cash? Cash is always yes. Number of officials for that game, 2. And how long is the game? And this is in minutes. So you would populate it, hour and a half, 90 minutes, whatever we would need to do. That's how this is filled out. Once this is filled out as an Excel, we have to convert it to what's called the CSV file. And most Excel, you can certainly do that with the Save As button. So you would go up to File, Save As, and in the Save As Type drop-down, you should see CSV. You would click on CSV. Hit Save. And what you're going to do is, in numerous prompts, you would just click Yes for all of these. Okay? So it's saved as a CSV file, and that's how WebRef reads any kind of file. If you try and import it as just Excel, which is XLS, it will not work. Okay? So we go back to WebRef, Add Games, Import from Spreadsheet. Okay? Here's the mass import. Now it's going to ask you for import type. We're adding new games to the schedule under the name format. There's no names. We're just going to click on no names. Okay? These are already defaulted. You do not have to touch any of these. Then we browse for the file, which is on your computer. So you click on Browse, click the file that you want. Again, it's saved as a .csv. Those are the only ones that the system will read. So we click on that, go down to here to Open, and it tells you here's the game report varsity that I want to import. Then it says Import CSV file. Click on that. It's starting to read the file. So now you might get a pop-up that says stop, 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 please check everything. So what happens is, in this particular file, row 26, it's saying that we don't have a depew with a period built into our system. So sometimes what happens is, if the name is not exact in the file, it will show this as an error, as basically a warning saying, hey, we don't have it built that way, but is this still correct? All these other games are all the ones that we're importing that have matched up fine. So if you say, yeah, well, we know that Depew is playing, you can look at your file. We say, yeah, Depew is playing, and even though there's a period after it, that's fine. What you would do is you would click Contents Correct, Add Above Game to Schedule. If for some reason this showed something and it was wrong, all you would do is click Contents Incorrect and cancel the import. It cancels everything that we're trying to import. You would go back to your file, make the correction, save it again, and just do the whole process over again. But we know that Depew is correct, even though it has a period after it, so we know it's correct. So what we're doing is contents are correct, add above games to schedule. Click on that. Gives you another safeguard to make sure that everything has been proofread and correct. So we know that it has, except for that one mistake. So we're going to 100% correct, complete the import. Now it's going to import. Now it says import complete. So all the games in that particular file have been added. And to view those, we go to the master schedule, and here's all the games that we have just added. Certainly much, much easier than doing it one by one. If we already have a spreadsheet, even if we have a spreadsheet that not all the columns are correct that we get from the league, we can just make the simple corrections, and it saves a whole bunch of time. And then we would go through and assign officials to the games. Again, you would look these over. If you see any errors, you can hit the pencil button and correct them. If for some reason we need to delete a game, just